My Hotel General Manager study. I studied a small number of successful hotel general managers, GMs, and I examined what their jobs entailed, who they were, where they'd come from, how they behaved, and looked at how these factors varied. The daily behaviour of the successful GMs I studied generally conformed to the following. GMs spent most of their time with others. On average, they spent only 25% of their working time alone, and that time is spent largely at home or while travelling to work. None spent less than 70% of their time with others, and several spent up to 90% of their work time this way. GMs spend time with many people in addition to their direct subordinates and their own managers. They regularly see people who may appear to be unimportant outsiders to others. The breadth of topics in their discussions is extremely wide. GMs do not limit their focus to planning, business strategy, staffing, and other top management concerns. They discuss virtually anything and everything, even remotely associated with their hotel businesses. GMs ask a lot of questions. In a half-hour conversation, some will ask literally hundreds of them. During conversations, GMs rarely seem to make big decisions. GMs' discussions often contain a fair amount of joking and often concern topics that are not related to work. The humour is often about others in the hotel or industry. Non-work discussions are usually about people's families and hobbies. In more than a few of these encounters, the issue discussed is relatively unimportant to the business or hotel. GMs regularly engage in activities that even they regard as a waste of time. In these encounters, the executives rarely give orders in a traditional sense. Nevertheless, GMs often attempt to influence others. Instead of telling people what to do, however, they ask, request, persuade, and even intimidate. GMs often react to others' initiatives. Much of the typical GM's day is unplanned. Even GMs who have a heavy schedule of planned meetings end up spending a lot of time on topics they are not on their official agenda. GMs often spend their time with others in short, disjointed conversations. Discussions of a single question or issue rarely last more than 10 minutes. It's not at all unusual for a general manager to cover 10 unrelated topics in a 5-minute conversation. GMs work long hours. The average GM I have studied works just under 60 hours per week. Although GMs can do some of their work at home, while commuting to work or while travelling, they spend most of their time at their hotels. What do you think? Speak to you soon.